What's up, y'all? Welcome to not a new series or anything. Don't worry, I'm not gonna dip off from the Isaac much. But if you don't know, today, hopefully the day this gets uploaded, is January 15th, aka 115 Day. Now, if you don't know what that means, don't worry, I'll be here to recap it for you. I'm always happy to teach new things to new people. And like I said, I'll branch out into some kind of different content on occasion. Mainly just because this specifically, let's turn this down slightly because I think it might be a little loud. This series means a whole bunch to me. I'd be thinking, what, Tony, the Call of Duty series? Really? That really means so much to you? Now, not specifically the Call of Duty series itself. However, I'm going to give you all a quick recap on this so you can learn with me. Learn a little thing or two. With the launch of Call of Duty World at War releasing on... Excuse me. I've been drinking some Coke Zero, so usually that be making me burp all the time. With the release of Call of Duty World at War on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation and PC, the studio that made it, Treyarch, decided to add in as a secret Easter egg. I'm also so sorry if this is loud. I'm gonna tone it down slightly. I think that's perfectly fine. The powers that be over at Treyarch decided to add a Easter egg game mode once you beat the game. You might be thinking, Tony, what is this Easter egg game mode you speak of? You're giving us a rundown on the history lesson of Treyarch and stuff like that. What could it possibly be? Treyarch had decided to add in some passion project they were working on the side known as Call of Duty Zombies. Originally not known as Call of Duty Zombies, however, this is one of the few words that I will abstain from saying on YouTube. I remember, I think, last episode, or actually, this episode hasn't come out yet, but I made a recording where I go over how you can't say certain words on YouTube, and I don't mean like slurs or anything like that. Don't worry, I'm not going fucking crazy over here. But more so in things like YouTube doesn't like you to say, I'm gonna say it here because I'm probably gonna say it throughout this video on occasion. YouTube doesn't like you to say the word die. Why? Because it's bad for advertisers to advertise on a platform or maybe some videos associated with those kinds of topics and stuff like that, if it's like something that's talked about deeply in the video or whatever. So thus, YouTube doesn't like associating. Not YouTube doesn't like associating, but YouTube doesn't like it when you say those words. Actually, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn up the volume slightly, music volume a little down, SFX volume slightly down, voice volume also slightly down. Turn that to 50. And then cinematics, we'll leave that there. Now, just quick little recap. I'm playing a game that I enjoy playing the ever-living hell out of. This game is Call of Duty Zombies, specifically Black Ops 4 Zombies. Oh my god. Oh my Jesus. I did not think it was gonna be a flame round there. But I will abstain. If you want to know what the original COD Zombies was called, just look up some footage of Call of Duty Zombies and World at War, specifically Noctidur and Toten. You'll most definitely find out what it was called then and there. I actually want to raise the volume. I wasn't going to, but I kind of do like the, a contender petitions a god. Will they satisfy? I love those voice lines. The character voice lines, I do enjoy them. However, for the sake of the recording, you kind of want to keep those a little bit more on the low just so you can hear the gameplay and stuff in the background, but not necessarily too much of the voices. Now, for this Call of Duty Zombies game mode they made, it was a side game mode that unlocked after you beat the campaign. People had beat the campaign, accidentally stumbled onto it, and it turns out that a lot of people really enjoyed it because it was so just out of nowhere, It was an Easter egg. Like, after beating the game, you got a new game mode unlocked that wasn't advertised. And it was a wave-based horde shooter game mode, you know? Where you just go through the rounds, try to see how long you can survive. Very, very cool. And lo and behold, the community loved it so much, Treyarch had decided to add even more and more Zombies maps in World at War's DLC lifecycle. First, they added with DLC 1, Verrückt, which was an insane asylum. It was an insane asylum themed Zombies map. Next, they added a map called Shinonuma with DLC 2, and that one was the first map to have an actual character set that would continue going forward. They had characters like Takeo or Takio. Why did I buy stamina up there? Whatever. They had Takio, they had Nikolai, they had Richtofen, and they had Dempsey. They had a whole bunch of characters in, and they like actually got proper voice actors to those characters, like Steve Blum being Dempsey and Nolan North being Richtofen. Really cool. Then in the next DLC map, DLC 3, they added even more lore to flesh out the story of Zombies, as well as they kept the same characters from Shinonuma, and what would soon bloom to be a very, I'm gonna say, loving community, because the community did love Zombies. However, I will not necessarily be using that term going forward for the Zombies community as a whole. They are a community that I hold near and dear to my heart, obviously. I used to watch a whole bunch of these guys play games of Zombies and stuff like that growing up. However, I can also acknowledge that maybe some of them might not necessarily be the greatest of individuals, in terms character-wise speaking. You feel me? However, that's neither here nor there. You know, that deters from the story I'm processing here. But I'd be thinking, Tony, what did one of these did like one of these DLCs, or did the game come out January 15th? No, it did not. However, with the introduction of Shinonuma and the characters in second DLC for World at War, there was also the introduction of small lore hints. Nothing as fleshed out as Darius was. However, they did show off a meteorite outside the map, out of bounds. It could not be accessed, but it could be seen. It was a fallen meteorite with this glowing, I don't even know, it had this aura to it. It was just a glowing meteorite. Everyone was wondering, whoa, what's going on here? You know, this is kind of crazy. What is this? And then there was the words Tunguska, I believe, which referred to, I think, a similar event in real life of a meteorite crash landing on Earth, I believe. Something along those lines. My Tunguska history is a little, you know, I'm a little out of it. I don't necessarily remember too many exact details regarding this. I'm trying my best to keep y'all as best informed on this story as I can remember, you know, to the best of my ability. I am a chronicler of the zombie story. It's something that one might say it's my special interest, you feel me? It's something that I enjoy very, very much. However, I think the only downside I would say is, with someone like me who enjoys looking at a whole bunch of stuff, sometimes you kind of forget the key super duper key notes regarding a lot of these, I guess, moments throughout a series that's been going on for what is now from 2008 to 2025, now around 17 years old, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I mean, hey, that's how it be. But yeah, in the introduction of the map Shinonuma, they had that meteorite with some weird Tunguska thing and voice lines and different radios around the map hinted towards this being a element from outer space that was then harnessed into you know, it was harnessed for its like crazy energy and scientific potential, and it soon ended up being like a huge cornerstone of the zombie, like, you know, in the foundation that is Call of Duty Zombies. The element being element 115. Now, I'm not exactly sure when this 115 day was super established. It's not something I kind of really thought of until I think Treyarch themselves, Call of Duty, posted themselves like, hey, we're going to be announcing some future updates for, what's the word I'm thinking of? We're going to be announcing some future updates for Black Ops 6, in that we're going to reveal what the new map is this coming 115 day, aka today. Now, they have revealed it. It's this map called The Tomb. I'm not going to get too into that because, you know, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, let me build the trap first. Now, I have decided, because I have done a Resident Evil 4 20th anniversary episode, obviously I have decided, let me do another kind of celebration episode for something I find near and dear to my heart, that being Call of Duty Zombies. My brother, who had gotten World at War like the day it came out, introduced me literally the next day. He finished the campaign. I got back from school and he said, hey Tony, look at this. And he showed me the Call of Duty Zombies intro cutscene, which was the Nocturne Toten cutscene, and then also showed me all the cool stuff regarding, like, you know, the fact that you're in some abandoned airfield and there's a whole bunch of zombies running around trying to climb in. It's real scary, real crazy stuff, but really cool, to be completely honest with you. As a youngin', as a kid, I thought it was quite possibly one of the coolest things I have seen up until that point. In fact, it was so cool that I decided it would be something that I would harness all of my energy as a young kid into. I ended up just getting real addicted. I'm missing one more part. I'm missing the handle. Yeah, you're correct. I ended up just getting real into Call of Duty Zombies. Like, really into Call of Duty Zombies. And, you know, 17 years later, here I am, still playing the dang series, because I just love it to death, man. It's so peak, one might say. You feel me? I'm sorry. I know I peaked the microphone on that P sound there, but it's just so true. It's just so good. I know a lot of people really don't like Call of Duty because some people view it as, oh, it's the same game every year and people just eat it up. You know, it's cringe. I know a lot of people don't like it because they just don't like, they don't see it as maybe that good of a game, you know. There are these kinds of individuals in the gaming community, in the gamer TM community, and it's the kind of people that don't like playing the games of the masses, one might say, you know. They're the kind of people that shit on things like a sports game and Call of Duty because they're the same game every year. The sports game, I can, truth be told, kind of understand, because sports games really are like the same game every single year, you know. The only small differences are like rosters, you know. New rookies get added every year, so obviously you could play as them, but like, and for something like 2K, I think people just be making their own character and, you know, doing all that. Anyways, that's a different topic for a different day involving games as a live service and, you know, just releasing the same game every year. But a lot of people don't like Call of Duty because, one, it's a very popular game, and two, people say it's the same game every year. Obviously, not necessarily true, especially when you got a game company like Treyarch making it. They, I think, make the really standout ones in, you know, a la here. I am playing a Call of Duty game, and on this map, I'm fighting zombies, you know, I'm fighting off hordes of zombies in a friggin' Roman Coliseum. It's some real crazy stuff, but it's something that I thought was really damn cool, truth be told. Which is why I enjoyed it so much. I'm trying to hit the crowd with my explosives there. If you don't know, well, no, I don't expect anyone to know. You know, I low-key, I feel like most people are gonna watch this video and be like, what the hell is this guy doing? This isn't what I subscribed for. And you know what? So be it. I understand if it's not what you subscribe for. Don't worry. The regular Isaac daily uploads will continue. But, you know, show a little love and appreciation to a game series that I grew up playing quite possibly thousands of hours on. Not even quite possibly. 100%. I've put thousands, multi-thousands of hours into this game series. But, you know, it is what it is. But it's just, you know, I think people give the Call of Duty games maybe a little too bad of a rap. Specifically, the Treyarch Call of Duty games. I feel like these games, especially with the love and care that the studios put into the zombies modes, I think it'd be, truth be told, dumb to write them off so quick. Because, especially these maps, had a whole bunch of love and care put into them. Now you might be thinking, Tony, Black Ops 4, if you've seen my episodes, then you know I kind of got some beef with this game. Weren't you complaining a while back about how they didn't put the love and effort into this game? It's a real grand scenario I'll definitely probably go over again. But it essentially boils down to a company like Activision losing faith in a game series because gamers personally didn't like the change, and it ended up, I think, ruining what could have been a potentially quite probably, I think, maybe like the best zombies game in the series. Instead, that mark goes down to Black Ops 3. No offense to Black Ops 3, that game is really good. However, I definitely could see Black Ops 4 topping it had it been given more love and care in its maps. But, you know, neither here nor there. It's the past is the past. I can't change it now. But, you know, I love this series to death. It's very good, very fun, and I've honestly grown. I think, besides Destiny, this is one of these things that I've grown to be quite good at in terms of playing it. I'm not necessarily good at Call of Duty like multiplayer. I think I kind of suck on that aspect of the things. But in this zombies game mode, I know for a fact I could say I'm damn good when it comes to playing this. I got talent, brother. All built on my own. Now, if you're just kind of wondering what I'm trying to do here, I'm doing an Easter egg. Oh yeah, I can get into a little story with the Easter egg. So, when they also released the map Der East, they also decided, let's add an Easter egg. No, my apologies. Let me process it properly. So, back in Nocturne Times, there weren't much, but there was a radio that you would shoot, and if you shot this radio, it would play soundtrack. You know, like play soundtrack. It would play, I think, just the World at War soundtrack and a whole bunch of different music from the game. One might say, oh, it's an Easter egg. It's not something that's kind of like known. It's something you just stumble upon, and it's like a little reward if you decide to interact or shoot with this radio. You get to listen to some music. Now, it grew in the Verrückt map, the Asylum, because then if you decided to shoot this, if you decided to flush this one toilet, I'm not even joking, flush this one toilet 3 times in a row, you would get an Easter egg song to play. It was a song specifically made for Call of Duty Zombies. And it was, dare I say, really good. I think the Call of Duty Zombies soundtrack is insanely good. I know, definitely, when people think of Call of Duty, they don't think of like a soundtrack as being like a huge standout you know, a huge standout piece of the game. You know, I know a lot of people love talking about things like, oh, the Persona soundtrack is so peak. Undertale has an amazing soundtrack, absolutely beautiful. I think, once again, because it's a really popular game, and it might not necessarily have the rep in the overall gamer TM community built up because it's so popular, and I feel like a lot of people really like to bank on the fact that they play unpopular games, even though a lot of those games are, well, not unpopular games, I should say. Games most people wouldn't play, you know? I'd say most people would play Call of Duty Warzone and multiplayer, but they wouldn't really, in terms of like the size, the zombies community wouldn't make up as much as the other two communities combined, you feel me? So, I guess in a way, I'm kind of fitting that like gamer TM description, but whatever. But I feel like a lot of people sleep on this mode's music just because it's tied to Call of Duty. But the music they make is nothing short of absolutely amazing. Okay, next round that's gonna be ready. And I'm not even joking either. Like you think I'm joking, I'm not. The music that they make for the Zombies game mode is nothing short of absolutely amazing soundtracks. Where's the other guy? You know what? Let me get another weapon that isn't the death of a Ryan. Uh-oh. I'm out of ammo. I think that about fits the perfect timing for let me get another weapon that isn't the death of Orion. Let's get the Vapor. This is a gun I enjoy greatly. I think if I was really in the let's speedrun this, let's super try hard, I would get the probably the Spitfire because of the wildfire ammo thing, but I like the Vapor. It's just a fun gun. But anyways, sorry to keep getting sidetracked with certain details. But with Lullaby of a Dead Man being the zombie song and also Verrückt, they added more Easter eggs, you know, more secrets that if you stumbled upon, it would either play a radio and like add some lore to the game. It would just be some neat little thing, like if you interacted with the one of the chairs in the Juggernaut side spawn, you would get this screaming, this absolutely mental screaming in your ear, and it was nightmare fuel. Or if you interacted with the oven on the Springfield side spawn, you would hear a baby. Kind of like, I don't know what the implications here are, but you know, it's just overall real sketch, one might say. Anyways, with the maps they added, they started to get a little more crazy, you know. In Shinonuma, that's when they started adding like full-blown radio logs and things like that. They added more stuff in terms of Easter eggs. And then finally it all culminated into the map Darius, aka the Giant. And in that map, there were radios that spoke of what the story surrounding the map was, along with actual like lore for one of the characters in Richthofen. Dr. Edward Richthofen, it actually like explained that he has done some kind of crazy shit. Now granted, the crazy shit he did was against a very bad person. One might say, I don't know how to beat around the bush. I just don't want to say the word. I feel like if I speak the word, YouTube will strike me down instantly with the hammer of destruction. But, you know, someone working for maybe a certain kind of fascist dictator in the years of 1940 to 1945, in like the kind of German region, you know, like that's the best I could describe it without outright saying the word and maybe having YouTube bop my video right then and there. But you know what I'm saying. Come on, we've all learned about World War II. You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know exactly what this scientist is from me saying this. Now, I think later it was retconned that this scientist didn't turn out to be a really bad person in that he was affiliated with them. But, nevertheless, that was what it was from the beginning. Anyways, you learn that this guy did some crazy shit, and there was also some weird Easter egg. It wasn't like it wasn't like any other Easter eggs, and you would shoot this or interact with this 3 times, and you got some cool Easter egg or, you know, some cool reward. Instead, no, this one was different. The reward was you got to hear weird lines of dialogue, and the method of getting this reward wasn't as simple, like I said, as interacting with these things. It was you had to pack-a-punch your weapon, which was essentially you would upgrade your weapon's damage and ammo count. It cost 5,000 points to do it, but you would upgrade your damage and ammo count. You had to pack-a-punch it. After pack-a-punching it, you had to go to a certain area of the map, look outside, and shoot a panel, a very small panel outside the map, in order to trigger this event to happen. And this event is essentially a game of hide and seek that just scattered around these 3 different artifacts. Not even artifacts, it was 3 different like teddy bears around the map. And when you did that, you had to track them down, shoot them, and after you shot them, you would hear just some little girl screaming in your ear, being like, "You win, bye-bye." And it was crazy. The reward, nothing. You didn't get anything crazy besides like, whoa, what the hell was this? You know? Like, this is kind of insane. Now, fast forward into the next game. They release 5. No, the next Treyarch game, I should say. They release Kino der Toten, which might be the Zombies map almost every Zombies player should know. I feel like the popularity of the series, specifically the zombie side, grew with Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I think a lot of people maybe got their start in World at War. Not to call myself an old head or like a real one, but like, you know. A lot of day 1 people have been there from Black Ops 1. I think is where most people would kind of draw the line of like, oh, I've been a Zombies fan day 1. But obviously World at War was, you know, where it was. But definitely the popularity of being a Zombies pilled gamer came with Black Ops 1's release and just how large it was. Hold on, I'm trying to... There is a Blight Father chasing me. I'm trying not to die right now. What was that? Yeah, sure. Let's also go crazy here a little bit. Okay, that's a Blight Father. This is where we kind of play it cool and try not to die. Also, I'm sorry if you hear me clicking on the dang keyboard real hard. But, you know, essentially, with Black Ops 1 coming out, it's where the game gained a lot more popularity. People played Kino der Toten, people played 5. Those are the 2 Zombies maps that came out at launch. And then, with the release of Black Ops 1's first DLC map, came another Zombies map. It was called Ascension. It took place on like this Soviet Union military base that was like a rocket test site. And in there was one of the first times that we got to witness another Easter egg. Like an Easter egg with actual purpose and structure to it. It was essentially the main aspect of zombies is just survive hordes of zombies. You know, that was what people would say would be the main quest. But with the introduction of this, some people might start to say that there's some cool side thing you can do, you know? It's kind of like it kind of like gives the map a point, I guess, you know? There's something else to do in the game besides just survive for the love of surviving. Now, if you wanted to, you had an objective that you could potentially seek in doing this Easter egg. I'm not gonna go over the the nitty gritty, the witty nitty. I'm not gonna go over the nitty gritty of the details of like what needed to be done. I feel like I can completely go make an entire video just rambling about the entire zombie storyline and everything you do in it and how insane it is and how crazy it is and how much I love it, but also how much I hate some of the stuff that was specifically chronologically wise scattered throughout the entire series, but like content wise was all added in this game. You know, it's crazy. It's insane. There's so much to talk about, but I shan't get into it just now. All I gotta say is, after you did the map's Easter egg, after you did Ascension's Easter egg, you got a reward. The reward was, whoever was, I think, playing the character of Richtofen? No, I think I'm thinking of Moon. Yes, they go to the moon. It's crazy. So, your reward was, everyone on the map got a free power-up called a death machine. Usually, a death machine lasts 30 seconds. However, your reward for getting this death machine was 90 seconds. It was essentially an infinite ammo, just Gatling gun that would rip and tear through zombies in the earlier rounds. As you got into like the higher rounds though, as zombies' health scaled more and more, the Gatling gun, or the death machine, actually started falling off because it didn't do like infinite damage, it had set damage. But pretty much, it gave everyone on the map, all 4 players, because it needed to be done with 4 players, gave them all a 90-second, very high damage Gatling gun. And you might be thinking, cool, you know, not something I'd necessarily go for. Also, I need 4 players to do it, but still cool nonetheless for anyone that wanted to do it. It also told a story as well. The story, I will say, it was essentially you're just trying to free this scientist from some mechanism he got himself trapped in. That's literally the whole story. I don't know how easier to explain it. But then, this is where I think the true beauty came along. The next map after Ascension, it was something kind of crazy. I don't know. I think at that point, like, I'm kind of not really seen much in video games, especially around that time. But the map had 4 characters, and it took place on a Siberian military base turned film set. Maybe they can turn film set. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, you know, like you might have had a thought in your mind. Film set, that'd be like actors, right? This was the first Zombies map in Call of Duty Zombies history to have 4 notable, four notable actors and then 1 very notable director as the premise of this Zombies map. This one I will go into because I love zombie history, just zombie history in general, and I think it's really damn cool. So, this map was called Call of the Dead. It was essentially a film set that got overrun with zombies. Why? Lore-wise, I don't even remember, to be completely honest with you. It's been forever. And I think that whole ordeal essentially happened in Black Ops 4, I remember. Specifically the director that they used had like an assistant, and then she ended up getting trapped in the map afterwards. It's kind of crazy. It's a weird game. It's definitely a weird game, I'll say that. If people don't like Call of Duty for being too mainstream and like playing it too safe a whole bunch, they've obviously never played the Zombies mode, because nothing in that game mode makes fucking sense. But a film set got overrun by zombies, and it was a film about zombies, which made it kind of even funnier. Now, this film was going to be directed by the one and only, the great granddaddy of zombie movies, George A. Romero. And he played a character himself in the Call of Duty Zombies map, Call of the Dead. He played George A. Romero. He was a mini-boss that would wander around the entire map, chasing you down and hurting you. And it was, a lot of people hated it, not because they hated George Romero, but just because, like, The mechanic of the boss is that he's incessant and he never goes away permanently. You can kill him, it takes a whole bunch of effort, and he'll just end up returning 2 rounds later, which you might be thinking in the grand scheme of things, that kind of blows. But you know, whatever. So you get chased down by the granddaddy of zombie movies and zombies media as a whole, low-key, just George A. motherfucking Romero. And it's kind of like, wow, this is insane. What the hell is going on here? I know, crazy, right? Not only that, but the 4 characters you play as, your 4-set crew, is Michael Rooker, Robert Englund, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Danny Trejo. Yep, those are 4 like notable actors to be in a just random Call of Duty side game mode about killing zombies, and you play as them in the game. You know, who are these people? Some people may be asking. You know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Freddy goddamn Krueger. At that point in time, this was like, what, 2010? The only thing I can think of Michael Rooker was really in, I don't know his whole, like, credit history, but, you know, in The Walking Dead, he was in, like, the first few episodes of The Walking Dead. And Danny Trejo, Machete, and also in, like, a lot of, what's the director's name? Robert Rodriguez? The guy who made Spy Kids? Crazy, name call out there, Tony. Yeah, I know, whatever. But yes, all of those, you know, pretty fucking notable actors were in a side game mode about killing zombies. And I'd be thinking, like, what does this have to do lore-wise? You know, like, what's the implications here? Because if they're all playing themselves, and that means the game took place in, like, the 2010s, you know? Like, this map takes place in 2010 because all those actors existed in that time. You know, those actors weren't necessarily around acting in the 1940s when the original map I was mentioning took place in. No, for some reason, due to some crazy shenanigans, the main crew of, like, Nikolai and them get transported through time to the year 2010, where the freaking crew's whole deal is to send them back to their own time. So the entire Call of the Dead, like, zombies maps premise is just send these dudes from the 40s back to their time while they fend off against hordes of the undead on their own. It's kind of insane to think about, yeah? Like, to be completely honest with you, if you really looked at it from an objective standpoint, you might not guess some crazy shit like this going on in the Call of Duty's, like, side game mode that many people were interested in, mainly just for the fun of playing zombies and surviving. I would definitely say not a lot of people knew, like, the inner workings and what was actually going down story-wise. And it's just kind of crazy to really look at it from an objective point of view, you know? You're kind of just like, I guarantee you, if no prior knowledge, you told me to tell you how this Call of Duty Zombie story was breaking down, you would have never guessed that the characters would be transported to the modern era and then have to be sent back in time by 4 actors fighting off their, you know, zombified director to send them back in time. Like, it just, who thinks this? Who thinks this shit? You know, that's kind of my thought process, is who thinks of this shit. And when you beat that mission, when you did that, like, side quest, that Easter egg, you got a reward of a Wunderwaffe, which was a weapon that that was introduced in Shinonuma, which is, you know, if you remember, the second DLC map of World at War. Then in 2009, there was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then finally after that, there was Black Ops 1. So it was a weapon that at this point, hadn't been seen for the better part of roughly a year and a half, almost 2 years. And it comes back as a reward for a side quest you know, an Easter egg in this zombies map. Now, it's insane because you're probably just thinking like, what the hell? It's like, what are you even saying at this point, Tony? And it's just, that's kind of how a lot of people felt about the zombies, you know? That's kind of how a lot of people felt about the zombies game mode, is like, what the hell's going on? And a lot of people, like me included, got real hooked because you kind of want to see what the hell's going to happen next. They've already built such an insane story due to like lore drops, and then you have all these extra insane things going on, like this time travel, and now they're introducing real ass actors to play characters. In this scenario, they play themselves. In my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, I want to see what's next. I want to see what Treyarch does next. So, fast forward a little bit, and they end up... Really, I'm not going to go over Moon. Moon might be a very notable map in that I've mentioned it earlier, and also, like I said, yes, they did go to the moon. I'm not going to go over that though, because I'm going to skip ahead to the first map where there is a definitive end. At least if I remember correctly in my freaking, you know, memory bank, this is the first map that has a definitive end. And who would have guessed another map that innovates crazy is a map that features a celebrity cast. This celebrity cast is a little different. I'm gonna have to look up the names for some of the other actors, but they're definitely people that you have seen. You know, the first two I'm about to name off are definitely people you have seen. The first two actors in this new Zombies map, it came out in the Black Ops 2 era, so another 2 years later, we get a new celebrity crew. You get Ray Liotta of, I would say, Goodfellas fame, as well as some other appearances, but I think most people know him for Goodfellas. And then you also get, I believe his name is Michael Madsen. I can't exactly pinpoint one specific movie, but I've seen bro's face a lot, you know, like Michael Madsen. You probably, not to be confused with Mads Mikkelsen, you know, that guy is a real goat, however, not him. Michael Madsen, I believe also present in other gangster movies of the sort. And then, let's look it up, shall we? Taking a brief pause here just to look up Mob of the Dead cast. You also got Joe Pantoliano, which is Albert the Weasel Arlington. I know for a fact one movie I know Joe Pantoliano in is, he is 100% in Memento by Christopher Nolan, and I believe he also doesn't star in it, but I think he is a character in The Sopranos. And also, Chaz Palminteri, that guy. He is in A Bronx Tale, which is also a movie about, you know, a mob gangster. I believe that one also has Robert De Niro in it. But, you know, two crazy, like four also highly notable actors for their appearances in gangster movies appearing in another Zombies map. And it was the first Zombies map that had an end to it, in that if you did all the steps to do this side game mode Easter egg, once again, they never mentioned anything on like how, like the steps on how to do this Easter egg. The way you figured it out is the devs would leave ciphers and all this other crazy shit lying around the map, and people had to decipher it themselves and do this, do that to figure out how to do this Easter egg. So what took the community, I don't know how long it took for Mob of the Dead, but, you know, people ended up figuring out, hey, these are the steps you do for the Easter egg. And then, at the end, you got to fight each other. It was a 1 versus 3. It was, you were playing as the Weasel. You uncovered a whole story in the game, about how these gangsters were planning to escape Alcatraz. Oh yeah, that's also a cool thing. The map took place on freaking Alcatraz, you know? The Rock or something, I believe they call it. Prison off the coast of San Francisco. It's literally just an island prison. And it's kind of crazy. I definitely found it real cool because, you know, it's Alcatraz. It's I live in California. I used to live in the Bay. Everyone knows Alcatraz. It's just kind of just like a crazy thing. His eyes follow upon the faithful. I'm over here quoting the game. I apologize again. Aside from the story, man, it's just insane, brother. But pretty much, these gangsters were planning to escape, and after kind of being realized that the three other gangsters that aren't the Weasel wise up and realize, like, this guy's kind of running us around for a whole bunch of nothing. This plan's probably not even gonna work. So they take him to the roof, they jump him, they kill him, and then they get sent to the electric chair to be, you know, killed off. Now, once again, I'm gonna go over the story, and then it also got retconned slightly. So, pretty much, what I think the original gist was, the warden of said place was some kind of Alcatraz was some kind of like crazy Satanist, and ended up doing some weird ass rituals, essentially, with these executions going on and shit like that. The original like lore or story implications were the warden was some crazy Satanist and doing all these weird rituals, and these four hardened criminals that were, you know, were here for obviously, you know, bad things, crimes, ended up killing each other. Or they killed one guy, and then they themselves got sentenced to the chair for it. They were trapped in purgatory, like literally reliving the whole thing of trying to escape Alcatraz over and over again. And at the very end, Weasel could fight back and kill everyone else, or the other people could kill Weasel. And it was either two things. If the gang killed Weasel, then the cycle continued. The cycle of being trapped in purgatory over and over, being damned to just kill Weasel for, you know, kind of running him around, giving him the runaround on a plan that's not going to work. Or if you're Weasel and you kill the other group, you kill the other guys, then you got to break free of the cycle, man. You know? What is this? Freaking fire, water, brawler, tiger? Fire, water, brawler, tiger. Fire, water, brawler, tiger. Let's see how well this turns out. Probably not. That's brawler right there. Fire's probably going to be at the bottom. Fire, water, brawler, tiger. I immediately fucked up. I'm so sorry. I'll go over what the hell I'm doing here in a second. Anyways. Yeah. But pretty much, if you killed Weasel, the game ended, and you guys were doomed to repeat the cycle once more. But if the Weasel killed them, then he broke free of the cycle, and they never had to do it again. You know, their souls were freed from damnation. And overall, just kind of thinking, it's like kind of crazy. First off, it's the first Zombies map to have an ending. Second off, I think it's, to this day, the only Zombies map where you can fight each other. You know? You weren't expecting that. Most people weren't expecting to have to, like, I'm sorry, bro, but I gotta kill your ass to their own teammate. Just because the game told them to. What was that? Fire, gladiator, water, poison? Fire, gladiator, water, poison. Yeah, fire, gladiator, water, poison. But it's just, you know, it's just crazy. It honestly, it's real crazy the way the game story / mechanics go on. It's fire. Son of a bitch. I think it's fire, water, yeah? I gotta sneak around because if I get too close to fire, he'll blow up. Oh, I remember. Pretty much fire, water, brawler, poison, I think. But I essentially have to kill these different elements of zombies in order, or else I have to redo this. This is essentially a challenge for one ancient god to see if I'm worthy of, like, I don't know, whatever this. Fire, water. It wasn't water, or did I fucking kill poison as well? God damn it, I'm so stupid. Whatever. But you know, it's just this. This map is a little different. It's a little different compared to the other. You might be thinking, "Wow, Tony, they got like actual gods in the Call of Duty Zombies universe like this." Like, yeah, they do, but this is a different universe. This isn't the regular Ether universe. This is the Chaos, which I think I've gone over before. It's a real doozy. I'm sure I'll go over it at some point. But you know. Regardless, anyways. It's just insane. It's such a good game series, by the way. And honestly, I realize now we're kind of running around the 50-minute mark. I might be able to cram in the rest of this Easter egg here. I was planning on beating the Easter egg, however, looking at it, it might take a little bit of time to beat, and low-key, I'll try, but I don't think I have that necessarily much commitment slash effort in me bones, you feel me? To make it. Oh, son of a bitch. And then I didn't accidentally, I did that on purpose, but I thought there was gonna be more zombies for me to be able to kind of run around like a pack a punch this Mog. Yeah, the gun's called the Mog. You might have heard that word before, you know, I Mog you, that kind of deal, mewing and shit like that. Let's see what the symbols are. Fire, water, poison, gladiator. Fire, water, poison, gladiator. Yes, yes. Fire first, which could be anywhere, and I don't want to like wait too long because I mean I can't see around the corner, so I don't want to accidentally run into fire like I did the first time and have him blow up. Because for some reason you aren't supposed to kill them in order: fire, water, poison, gladiator. Fire, water, poison, gladiator. But if fire kills himself, aka he blows up, and it's not you from you shooting him, it doesn't count, and you'll have to redo this entire thing. Now the big downside here is that to redo it, you have to wait an entire round, and as you go higher into the rounds, more zombies spawn, the rounds take a lot longer. Which essentially means, if you don't do it right away, you might end up having to spend way more time than you might initially think you're going to. What did I kill? What did I kill? What did I kill? Did I kill poison? I was shooting! But anyways, like I was saying, I was originally planning on doing the entire Easter egg, but it might be kind of too crazy of a time commitment. I wasn't going to be against it if this kind of went on to be like roughly maybe around the hour mark, but now that I'm kind of starting to choke here on these points, I realize it might take a little longer. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to realize it might take slightly, just a bit longer than the approximated maybe hour and a half. And I don't have anywhere to be necessarily, but I mean, I still have to edit today's actual Isaac upload, and then also edit this video, you know, so it can come out today and not tomorrow. That was a complete accident. I did not mean to hit equipment there. Easy money. But you know, I'll try and see what I can. I'll see if I can get this one done real quick. You feel me? Essentially, what I'm trying to do here for this Easter egg for anyone uninitiated, this Easter egg Each Easter egg is different, you know, each Easter egg has their own steps and stuff, so it makes all the maps real unique in how they play, not only by design, but also like in quest lines. You know, you're not really... Two different maps have two completely different Easter eggs. That is, I will say, maybe until the past Zombies map. A lot of people like the new Zombies map that came out on Black Ops 6, Citadel del Mortis, or Citadel de Mortis, or de Mor, whatever. However, I will say it is kind of pretty much just the Dreisendrach Easter egg, but instead of bows, you use swords as the elemental weapon, like catalyst thing. Let's see if I can lock in for once. Also, you can't do it on a dog round, aka, you know, what's the word I'm thinking of? They're called dog rounds in like almost every other Zombies because dogs will come after you. I think it's just the max ammo round. As more maps have gone on and more enemies besides just dogs have started spawning in, this stopped becoming a dog round. It's what I will always refer to it as because it's just doing it for years. Whatever. But essentially, it's usually just a round of a different enemy specifically made for this round. In this game, it's just not zombies, but just harder enemies. Gladiator, electric, I believe. Gladiator, electric, water, fire. Gladiator, electric, water, fire. If I can get Gladiator instantly, literally. Look at that. Gladiator, electric is next. Easy. Water is next. That should also be insanely easy. And then fire should be last. And that one should also be easy because fire is way slower compared to everything else. The only issue I have with water, though, is water likes to hang back behind everyone else. Like that, kind of. He likes to hang back behind and hide, making it, you know, real easy for you to accidentally shoot the wrong dude. But, you know, whatever. Country girls make do or something like that, yeah. Sick. Easy and nasty. That's the first set. We have to do that twice, by the way. I forgot to mention. And the second time, there's a potential for an even harder enemy to spawn in. We'll see. We got fire, poison, electric, gladiator. Fire, poison, electric, gladiator. F-peg. Wow. F-peg. Real funny. You know? What I'm trying to get or something. Am I right? No, I'm sorry. That was unnecessary. But, yeah. It didn't spawn here, thank God. But there was an enemy called a Blightfather. I was fighting one earlier. Most notably, when I fought it, I got definitely more silent and way more locked into the game. Because they are real dangerous. They can kill you kind of pretty easy if you're not careful. They're some real bastards. So F-peg. Next up is poison. P-E-G. Poison. I suck. I actually suck at this game. I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna cause physical harm to myself. Electric. Gladiator, real easy. Raw has been appeased. So let's grab that. And the next step is we're gonna have to go down to the tunnel, the secret underground crazy tunnels. And we're going to shoot these 4 weird, I don't even know how to describe it. We're gonna shoot with essentially 4 like little twisty knobs, and shooting them turns them. And when turning them does is it will extend out a lightning rod to the top of the map. And with that lightning rod, we have to essentially just get kills with either a weapon that has the kilowatt ammo mod, or just kill any notably high value enemy in there. So like a gladiator or a brawler, one of those. It's real weird. Once again, like this map, not even just this map, the zombies as a whole kind of got real weird with the later installments. Honestly, I wouldn't even say the later installments because I'd say that the whole premise of Call of the Dead, and that's like in order of release, that's like the 7th zombie map. No, is it? We got 4 in base game, 1, 2, 3. It is the 7th zombie map in like release order, but its premise is already kind of insane, especially considering it only started getting like a story built into it with the 3rd map in the zombies installment. So truly it's the 4th zombies map with a story, and that's what they decided to go for. It's interesting, for lack of a better term, it's a real interesting decision they decided to make, but I'm not against it at all. It's some people don't like the map also, like kind of design wise, but I will say I applaud them for the creativity. I think it's a pretty good map. I applaud them for the creativity because it just kind of gets crazy. But now that we have released these lightning rods to the top of the map, I gotta go ahead and try and get the alternate ammo type kilowatt on my gun. I'll be thinking, Tony, what's an alternate ammo type? If you pack-a-punch your gun, you get a damage up. I mentioned this before. However, in the 3rd installment of Zombies, but it's Black Ops 2, they added a feature where if you pack-a-punched your gun, you could pack-a-punch it again to get extra attachments on it, So, say you got a SMG and you wanted like an extended mag, you can pack-a-punch your gun again to maybe get more ammo in the mag. Something like that. Real crazy stuff, real cool in my opinion. However, with the introduction of being able to customize your own weapons in Black Ops 3, they decided to stray away from changing the attachments on your guns, and instead, they did something a little crazier in, hey, let's not change the attachments of your guns, let's change, like, the element, what your bullets can do. So in Black Ops 3, they changed it to alternate ammo types. If you double pack, you'd get a weird ammo type on your gun, something like kilowatt, making it so you'll have a Wonder Waff effect when you shoot zombies occasionally. Or if it was something like blast furnace, zombies would explode and drop like a little puddle of fire that would damage all zombies in the area. Stuff like that. Real interesting stuff. Once again, just how do they think of this stuff? It's kind of crazy. Anyways, after all that, yeah, why not? Yeah. After that, in Black Ops 4, they decided, hey, let's actually utilize these alternate ammo types for like steps to Easter. And you can tell which one my gun is if you look at the bottom right. You see this little like shock icon that says kilowatt next to it? That's the one. That's the alternate ammo type I have, and that's what I need to use. I kind of want to kill this guy in here, but I don't want to accidentally kill him with the wrong thing and end up ruining it. You feel me? Like I said, if you kill any zombie of notable value, so a gladiator or stuff like that, then you can charge it. As you can see, it's charged now. I got a horde of zombies killed in it, and then I killed one zombie of notable value. Usually it'll take 2 zombies of notable value to fill up these lightning rods, but because I got a horde earlier, then, so be it. Explode. Perfect. Oh, damn, it killed the other 2 gladiators without me using my gun. That sucks. I need to use my gun in order to, for those gladiator kills to count, so. I stood still for the sake of getting all the zombies off my back, because one of the perks I have makes it so when my shield breaks, it causes a grand explosion. But, unfortunately, I paid the price of efficiency, and now I have to, have 2 more gladiators spawn. And I gotta use them to feed the thing. The more efficient way is just with high-value enemies. trying to use a horde of zombies just isn't as efficient, you know? It's a little crazy. But, I mean, what can you do? And it's kind of insane that I've only been down once so far. I feel like usually I kind of choke pretty badly when I do something like this. Okay, oh perfect. See, now we got a guy here. Oh, and then also hold that out just in case. I'm not trying not to die. Great notable thing about the shield in this game as well. Or not specifically the shield in this game, but because of the perk I have, I mentioned it. Remember I mentioned it, whenever my shield breaks it explodes. Another bonus it has besides that is whenever I have my shield out, I don't take damage from specifically any part of my body. So as long as I have my shield out and I get hit behind me, it counts as hitting the shield. So if I run through a horde of zombies with my shield out, I am literally invulnerable for as long as my shield is not broken. Once it breaks, however, then I'm back to being just a regular guy that can die pretty easy. But yeah, it's just crazy stuff. Also, this map is really just cool overall, you know? Like the design on this, oh, funny enough, for like the Zombies fans, it's a thought I had in my brain that was not, you know, maybe not necessarily funny to regular people, like I'm any different, but you know, funny to people that don't know too much about the zombies. But Element 115 was introduced back in Shi No Numa, and I remember mentioning that this map takes place in like some alternate timeline, different universe type stuff. So, if you had the thought in your brain, then good job. You kind of picked up on it. Tony, this is a different universe. Does the same element exist? I mean, how can the two events happen in both universes? Or like, where does the universal split happen? And like I said, good observation. The split happens in that this map doesn't use 115. Instead, this alternate timeline, this chaos story is what it's known as. The different stories are denoted by the names they have. This story, like these characters, are the chaos, while the other timeline, like the initial timeline created back in World at War, is the Aether, just the regular Aether story. So, in the Chaos timeline, Element 115, at least as of, once again, as of this game coming out, what the? Where'd you come from? The Chaos timeline had a different thing, like powering all the stuff going on. It had Prima Materia. Prima Materia is some long-lost, ancient sort of element that is used to do these crazy ritual things. This is what we're participating right now, is a ritual. In lore-wise, like story, we are essentially in the year like 1910, I think, around. Yeah, 19, because also real crazy for the uninitiated here. This map takes place after the second Zombies map, the second Chaos Crew Zombies map, which is in the year 1912, because on the first Zombies map, or no, I guess chronologically, the second zombie map, we are on the goddamn Titanic trying to get something there. I think it was a Sentinel artifact or something like that, but yeah, we're on the motherfucking Titanic, brother. Real crazy the way this whole game is just unfolded. At least I think it's crazy. I think it's real interesting, personally. You know, probably to someone who knows nothing, I would hope it's real damn interesting too, because I mean, like I said, you wouldn't think of Call of Duty Zombies. You wouldn't even call it like just a Call of Duty, a game with the name Call of Duty attached to it. You wouldn't think would go down these crazy ass like paths, but they do. So yeah, this is the third map chronologically in the Chaos story. And essentially what we're doing here is a ritual that transported us back in time to gather some symbols. These symbols are used to open a door. Okay, I had to wait for everyone to get off of that before I could freaking come back here and interact. Let's hit that. We can hit these guys too. Actually, I want to grab stamina before I continue because I don't want to die here. I can die real easy in this next section, so I'm going to try my best to not. But this next section, I'm going to get really overwhelmed with gladiators, brawlers, and tigers. Like, insanely overwhelmed. So let's see how good I can do. Upside is, I'm going to have an infinite charge on my chakram. That's my Q button there. This is Zeus, yes, the god of thunder. This is his, like, trial to see if I'm worthy. So, we came back in time to, like, experience through what is a different people's eyes. I think we're possessing these, like, ancient people in the Colosseum. We're possessing them to kind of catch these symbols. And we're getting these symbols from something called the Sentinel Artifact. What essentially it does, it's some ancient artifact that, when activated, infests the area around it and makes it like... There we go, that's what I want to do. I want to do a Q. It infests the area around it and makes it become like a hellhole for zombies and all these creatures to attack you. But if you push through and complete the Sentinel Artifact's task that it like assigned, then you are deemed worthy and you're like, you get to use its power, you get to harness the power of it. So what we're doing here are these like challenges. We're doing this Sentinel Artifacts challenge in order to see these symbols. And with these symbols, we'll be able to do something in the year 1912. But like right now, we are currently like, whenever Roman, I'm not gonna lie. Off the top of my noggin, I don't know like what the Roman times were. I'm pretty dumb. But we're transported here to, get some shit done. And Zeus has been appeased, which is really good because I think I'm down to my last revive, which means I gotta lock in or else I might fail this Easter egg. I'm gonna try my best not to, but no promises, brother. I'm real close, I'll say that. I am real close. I might be able to get this done in around the hour-and-a-half mark I gave myself. The last thing I have to do is I just essentially have to hold off for I think what is roughly around 3 sets of something like 6 waves or something like that. 3 sets of 6 waves of zombies and all the other variant zombies coming after me. And as long as I survive that, I get to go to the final boss fight, which is kind of hard if you don't have the right weapon for it, so I'm gonna have to try and roll for like a Helion salvo or something in order to get this done. But as long as I stand here for what's it like 15 seconds, I should start the trial, hopefully, because it's a max ammo round, it'll go through. But I think there's like a stipulation in the max ammo rounds contract in that if you try to do any Easter egg step during this round, it will just simply not happen. Yeah, so I'm supposed to stand on this for like 15 seconds, then it'll transport us to the alternate reality where we get to prove ourselves. But because it was on a max ammo round, I can't do that. At least not until the round's done. So now, 15 seconds from this point, should hopefully start it. Should hopefully start it. I'm sorry, I went to go... Oh no, I'm so stupid. God damn it. I hope I can hit this. I think this is my least favorite part of this Easter egg. I completely forgot. I have to use this weapon. It's like it's a scorpion that you squeeze and it shoots a bolt of lightning. Once again, don't bother questioning it. But yeah, I have to shoot this scorpion in certain... I have to shoot the scorpion at certain symbols around the map in order to light them up. However, for them to stay permanently lit, I have to hit them in the proper spot, because I'm essentially shooting through this symbol to hit other symbols behind it, like through the wall. And doing that allows them to permanently be stayed on. Like, there's one symbol there. There's one, like, somewhere here or something around. And I'm literally trying to just get, like, a Valorant lineup. I wish there was a better way to describe it. I don't like Valorant. But that's the best way I can describe it. I'm essentially trying to hit, like, a Valorant lineup with the Death of Orion, the Circuit's Kiss here. Trying to squeeze the funny scorpion in just the right position to hit all three symbols at once and get them permanently lit. Right? And I'm always struggling on this one because I just don't know how to properly do the lineup. It's not, like, easy, you know? If it was super easy, believe me, I'd be hitting it all the time, but there's a little more complexity to just hitting this lineup than shoot the funny symbol. Son of a bitch. If I can also get a homunculus, that'd be great. However, chances of me getting that are kind of slim to none. You know what, let's roll. Let's roll, see if we get a homunculus. If we get a homunculus, that's great. If we get a healing salvo, even better. That's a freaking crossbow. I don't want that, man. Who wants a crossbow? Yeah, I'm just trying my best to survive right now. It also sucks that I can't, like, it's not like you can take a break, you know? There's not like something you can do to get zombies off your back. I have to try and do all this by myself with a whole bunch of zombies coming after me trying to fucking kill me, man. You know? I'm not gonna, not to self-glaze or anything, but like, it takes a whole bunch of commitment slash knowledge of the map to do an Easter egg solo, like solo bolo, and actually get it done. Now, I'm no speedrunner, although I have considered it for this map, funny enough. This is one of my favorite zombies maps of all time, which is why I decided on settling for this map. I think I mentioned it before. I think I either mentioned it before or I was just talking to myself out loud and I guess I'm just forgetting, you know, dementia moment. I'm forgetting if I even mentioned it. But I was contemplating between either this map, 9, or a map like Origins, which is a Black Ops 2 era map that is also real interesting and has a cool storyline behind it. However, I decided on this map because I think, truth be told, this might be my favorite zombies map of all time. Just something about this map, it's really freaking cool, bro. I mean, the aesthetics of this map, real sick. Like the Roman gladiator special shit, you know, era, times, whatever. Really fucking cool. Not only that, but you got this cool ass wonder weapon that is like, you know, the funny scorpion. Funny, haha, squeeze the scorpion and you do crazy damage. Alright, I think my best bet is I have a crawler here, which is good. I can just try and hit this lineup. If I try hitting like the left here. No. Up. Up more. What are the symbols I'm trying to hit? That's my question. I apologize for this specific section because I mean it's just hard, man. Especially when you don't know where the symbols are. Like the other ones, you can kind of know where the symbols you're trying to shoot are. For this one, I just know I have to like aim center mass left. You feel me? I have to aim at the center of this and then aim left and shoot. And usually that works. But I seem to be having a hard time, you know, getting this to work. I'm trying my best, but no luck. As long as I knew where the symbols were, I can, like, in my mind kind of plan it out. I can, like, be like, oh, I need to aim here to shoot here, stuff like that. But it's a damn toughie trying to see here. Oh god, and the crawler died and respawned into a actual regular zombie. That sucks. Damn it, it sucks essentially because I killed him. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just like locked in right now. I might just cut this part out, so don't worry about being bored. I've also now reached the full cap of 4,000 points for a shield. Before you didn't have to pay for shields, now they added it so that you do. It's kind of sucks in my opinion, but it was a Black Ops, it's a Black Ops 4 thing. Black Ops 4 kind of changed a lot in the game's mechanics. A lot of people really didn't like it. I think it kind of suffered from like a Halo 5 problem, where I think Halo 5 changed too much like at once, and a lot of people kind of felt like it wasn't the same game that they used to know. Like, obviously change is good, but I feel like too much change at once can really get people against you. And I feel like that happened here. I feel like if they maybe made a change to this game's perk system, like just the perk system, and kept the points the same or other stuff like that, you know, I feel like many people wouldn't be hating on Black Ops 4 as much as they do. But because they changed the perk system, the point system, the loadout system with the specialist thing, the gobblegum system with the frickin' what are these? What am I even using on the side again? They're not gobblegum, the elixirs. I feel like because they changed all that at once, it got people kind of like, wow, this kind of blows, you feel me? When in reality, if they kind of just took it all nice and slow, one might say, you know, nice and slow, I feel like it wouldn't have been as hated. And honestly, I feel like a lot of things would have been well liked. Left. Left. 7. Oh god, I gotta freaking win another round. Oh my god, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is he genius pilled? Is he genius pilled? Hold on. Wait, give me a second. I need to get bro baited back here. Hold on. Give me a second. Stand right here. Aim. I'm like, there we go, baby! It's that simple. Alright, stand here. And let's actually get this step done. Jesus Christ almighty. I feel like I've been having an aneurysm trying to get that damn last symbol lined up. I'm probably going to cut out that section. I'm so sorry for that. But finally, we can play the dang game. And I gotta get this done quick, bro. This recording's an hour and a half now. Hour and 28 minutes to be exact, but I got nothing against a longer upload. What I do have is, it's 7:30, and I'd like to at least finish getting this up in time, you know? Unfortunately, we're not gonna have a thumbnail. A specific thumbnail, which sucks, but, you know, whatever. It'll be fine. Something to spread out the uploads with. Also, it's not like this is replacing a daily upload, so I don't think it needs its own crazy thing now. Okay. Nice. And then get bro. If I had a homunculus, that would have been amazing, but unfortunately I don't. So I kind of got to just deal with the fact that I'm running on some mid grenades and low-key starting to be low ammo. For this section I should use Spitfire. There's at least ammo on the wall to buy for it. That would have been a great decision on my end, but I blanked. Whatever, we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Try my darndest, man. Also, those tigers are deadly, brother. They could kill you like in an instant. Baltimore accent challenge. Sorry. You guys seen a Baltimore accent? If you haven't, please look it up. It's so funny. It is genuinely so hilarious. Alright, we got a max ammo, thank God. Who knows, maybe one day I'll stream Origins. Or, not stream, I've streamed Origins so much. Oh my God, dude. You know what's real funny too? Is that, like, I used to speedrun Origins. But then I just kind of stopped doing it. I don't know. There's a lot of zombies. I love zombies, but I can only get so much of it in my system. Sometimes it depends on what I'm going for. However, with a map like 9, it's funny. With a map like Origins, I know the mechanics of the map really well. And, like, I know what the right moves and, like, these scenarios are and stuff like that. I'm definitely not, like, a noob to Origins. It's one of my favorite Zombies maps of all time. But there's something specifically about 9 where it's like I have Origins level knowledge of it, but I actually have the mechanics and the skill to execute and get runs done. Because before, when I used to speedrun Origins, I'm not gonna lie, I would just kind of die a lot. Like, I would end up dying like round 8 to the damn Panzer for like a decent chunk of my runs. And then if I didn't die to Panzer, it probably would just run down to really bad RNG, kind of screwing me in terms of trying to get trying to get ice staff, trying to get oh my God, wind. I was thinking air. No, that don't sound right. It's so funny because in my Isaac thumbnails, I think I have the wind staff as my freaking. Actually, maybe not. Let's see. I'll point it out later. But I don't remember off the dome piece which staff is in my Isaac thumbnails. I know for a fact there is a zombie staff in my Isaac thumbnails. And shout out Squash Loaf once again. Funny enough, guys, I actually am going to be making a co-op series as well. I think I have like 2 episodes of the co-op series recorded. It's just a matter of when will I upload them. I'm gonna try my best to maybe come up with a time, or like you know, maybe I'll try to figure out a schedule for them. Like I said, they're not going to be super consistent. It's not going to be daily uploads on those. Maybe like once a week, or like maybe even like once every 2 weeks kind of deal. But I'm going to try my best to get them out for y'all, so you guys can just, you know, watch it, brother. Definitely compared to my regular Isaac runs, they're way more low effort because it's literally just, at that point, I'm just recording me and my friends in a Discord chat talking. But still funny, you know, like I'm putting effort into a different thing. I'm not putting effort into keeping the entertainment on, like, trying to keep a certain discourse. You know, I'm in my normal Isaac episode, I'm trying to like run a one-man show, rather. But in the other, with the co-op one, I got my friends to kind of, you know, bounce off of and stuff like that. It's like, what, Tony? You got your friends to bounce on it? What? Who said that? Who said that, man? You crazy, man. You crazy, man. But, you know, it's just, oh my goodness. Don't you run away from me, motherfucker. Oh my god, I did it. I did it. I actually did it. Alright, let's see if we can get... the Spitfire? I can just buy it off the wall, man. It's right here. Alright, we're in a real predicament. I'm gonna be real. I need to hit the box for potentially a Helion salvo, but we're in a damn real, we're in a nut. One might say, we're in a real rough patch. Because it's the start of a new round. I remember I just ended the max ammo round and I just started a new round. Then I decided let's start the trial. So I'm gonna have to go through essentially a whole round just to thin the herd, to get some breathing room to even hit the box. And at that point, we're leaving it all up to RNG if I even want to be blessed with a Helion salvo. For the sake of the recording, please don't worry. If I have to hit the box for like quite literally more than like 2 minutes straight, I'm gonna cut the recording, pick back up. But it's fine, I don't mind. But if you're gonna make me sit through all that, brother, no, not happening, man. Okay, fire sale. That's really good. Let's see what we can do. The only downside with a fire sale is I'm going to 100% guaranteed. Homunculus is so good. So good, so good. Cap 40 genuinely sucks. What was that? Swordfish or something? Who cares? That's a swordfish. That's an ABR. Just give me the dang gun, brother. Just give me the Helion. Like I said, that's the downside of what's gonna suck with hitting the box on a fire sale, is in order to most efficiently go through the weapons, I have to pick it up, which means I'm losing, 100% losing my Mog. The Serket's Kiss stays, 100%. There's no negotiations on that. Serket's Kiss is so good for the final boss fight, because I can essentially just freeze an entire horde of enemies. For the sake of getting some, like, you know, fresh air, rather. I get to breathe for once. Okay, come on. He's ended. He's ending soon. The double cross? Is this even good, man? Is the double cross even, like, that good of a weapon? Jesus almighty. Alright, you know what? Oh my goodness. I think I genuinely saw my life flash before my eyes. Okay. Alright. I think here, I'm done recording for now. I'll just skip to when I get the gun. Okay. Perfect. I think I'm fine. So, quite literally, like, I want to say, been 4 minutes since I last interacted with y'all, and I got it. Oh my god, hello, he hits behind him? Yeah, been 4 minutes, I got the weapon, thank god. Oh, Jesus Christ, fire. Got the weapon, we just need to pack a punch it a few times. Once we're done here, we'll be ready for the final boss fight. Last pack-a-punch should be it. Yep, perfect. Alright, let's go fight the final boss and let's get this damn recording over with so I can actually edit and stuff. I was roughly right with the time frame. It's an hour and a half right now. Oh no, it's an hour and 40 minutes. I will say though, RNG kind of shafted me and I definitely could have shortened it if I didn't suck on that, what was it? It was the raw step. If I didn't just keep choking on the raw step and accidentally shoot the wrong guy like 3 rounds in a row, I definitely would have saved myself like at least a solid, I want to say 8 minutes off this time or whatever. But, you know, to kind of go back on what I was talking about a little bit, I used to speedrun a whole bunch of the Origins map. Love that map to death. I know all about it. I know where each staff part is, I know how to get each staff part. I don't know the codes, like, I'm not such a nerd, I know all the codes and stuff off the dome piece. I have a little cheat sheet for that. But, you know, I got a whole bunch of that map on lock. Now, 9, I love this map to death. Loved it on launch. Love it now. That's why I'm playing it today. Even though it's technically not even a chaos map, it's technically not even an Aether map, so it doesn't have the element 115 in it. I'm still playing it because it's just that goated. But yeah, it's funny that I decided to stream Origins. I think low-key in my heart, I streamed Origins more because it's a zombies map that I knew a whole bunch about, but I also knew compared to at least like something like 9, it would pull in more views. People love Origins, you know, in the zombies community, a whole bunch of people love Origins. But in the zombies community, a lot of people like 9. But a lot of people also strongly hate Black Ops 4. So, tried my best to keep that association maybe as bare bones as possible. I did express my enjoyment of BO4 a lot, however. Definitely not something I streamed all the time, at least compared to Black Ops 2 in Origins. But yeah, you know, I played a whole bunch of Origins. I know that map to death, but it's, I think, easily, I gotta say, my least consistent zombies map in terms of Easter eggs. I have done 9's Easter egg God knows how many times. I used to do it for fun, literally for fun of just speedrunning / love of the game back on PlayStation 4 when I had Black Ops 4 on there. And then I also kind of did that now here on Battle.net, although definitely not as much. You can see my record though afterwards. You know, we'll see. We'll take a gander. We'll take a gander together. How much does Tony really love the zombies map? Here, let's throw a homunculus for all the tigers and zombies and stuff, and then let's actually focus on killing bro here. Also, yeah, this boss fight is me fighting a giant elephant. Really cool, huh? We use the Helion Salvo because this weapon is really, and I mean this, 100%. This is the most broken weapon, I think. The most broken non-wonder weapon in all of zombies. This shit is so fucking powerful, you don't even know, brother. Fury has fallen. We did it. We beat the boss. You see how easy that boss fight is when we got the Helion Salvo? It's insane. You know? So now the ending rolls in, right? Now the ending rolls in, right? Oh. Behold the champion of the 9. What's going on over there? I see the door kind of shaking a little bit. You guys see, like, oh, you know, yeah. There's a whole second boss fight we have to do. Don't worry though. I think it's quite literally the exact same as the first round. So we should knock off his little side piece insanely easy. And then he himself is a huge pushover because the Helion Salvo is broken. Once again, Helion Salvo for the win. Really broken weapon is really strong. Who would have guessed? What was it? That was 3 rockets. That was 3 rockets to his dome piece. He's dead. Anyways, that is the end. We have done it. I just want to say this was a good episode. So, you know, good video to make. I do enjoy my branching out into different aspects of content creation. I like to show you guys the things that I love, you know? I love Call of Duty Zombies, and it's fun to show you guys me playing Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, it's gonna be a longer episode, but, I mean, who the hell cares? You know? I just want to say... Oh, I'll let the cutscene, you know. Should I even let... Can I skip the cutscene? I can't skip the cutscene, so I have to let it play out. So, if you wanted to know what's gonna happen in the cutscene, I'm gonna be real. Unfortunately, just like watch a YouTube recap video. I'm gonna be speaking over most of it, and you guys are probably just gonna be left wondering, Tony, what the hell's going on. But I just want to say, it was real fun doing this. It's not something I'll probably do often, just because I think focusing on one thing is the real easy method. But for 115 Day, you know, a game series that's so close to my heart, I got a whole bunch of games close to my heart, but I think easily the standout three are Call of Duty Zombies, Halo, Resident Evil. And it's real funny that their anniversaries / things like that overlap so soon. I mean, 117, and I've spoken about it before, Halo Day is coming up in literally 2 days. And then earlier this week was Resident Evil's, what's the word I'm thinking of? 20th anniversary, specifically Resident Evil 4's 20th anniversary. But you know, it's some content that I'll maybe do annually. Maybe I'll upload a Zombies video annually. Maybe I'll also put more Zombies videos throughout, depending on if you guys like it or not, you know. Trust me, like I said, I could do a whole high-effort YouTube video just going over the entire zombie story and stuff like that, but you know, what does it matter? I'll probably talk about it throughout more Isaac episodes or in some dedicated thing of its own, but I'm not gonna dump it all here. It would go longer than 2 hours, trust me. Anyways, now that we've hit the game over screen, I just want to thank you all for watching. If you guys did manage to stay this long, I will say you are awesome, you are great, because this is going to be a pretty long episode video. And I just want to say, if you could, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment or something. Don't need to, but I mean, if you stuck around this long, I'd greatly appreciate it. Truly does mean the world. And if you're using this to fall asleep or something, what if I just screamed in the mic really loud right now? I'm just playing. I just want to say, hope you guys have a good day and or a good night, depending on the time you're viewing this. And I'll catch you guys in about a year. Later, y'all. Don't worry, Isaac will come tomorrow. But the new Zombies video, that'll be about a year. Anyways, peace out. Bye.